Morning.
Good morning.
How's everything?
I'm fine, thanks. You seem to be in a good mood.
Oh, why not? Everything's going well for a change.
Huh? How's that?
Well, the handcraft project's underway again. We're making progress with the Simpson and Williams case, and it's a lovely day outside.
Well, seeing you're so eager to work, B. Smith wants to see you.
All right, she can be first up.
Oh, I'll go and get her.
Thanks.
I need some more materials.
Well, you keep on going like this, B, and
I'll be able to open my own shop.
I was about to say that I'll have to start begging for more materials.
Yeah, I think Meg's joke was funnier.
No, I don't understand this. I thought that you and Sharon didn't see eye to eye.
Sharon? Sharon Gilmore? Hardly know her.
Well, I was under the impression
I suppose you noticed all the others have gone back to their craft project.
Yeah, and I was under the impression that Sharon Gilmore had something to do with it.
Do us a favour. I got a message through to them and they all went back to it because I told them to.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad that they're back.
You haven't got the message, have you? This is Wentworth and I am Queen Bee.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll make sure that everybody bows and curtsies and polishes up your throne.
Oh, goody. When do I get back into it?
Oh, well, that's a different question, I'm afraid. Mrs. Davidson's dug her heels in on this one. We'll just have to bide our time. I'm sure she'll change her attitude eventually.
Terrific.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, well, I'm only waiting 10 years. Then I'm applying for parole.
Here, have a look at Bennett, will you?
She hates to see people happy in their work.
You don't reckon she knows, do you?
She wouldn't know the time of day. Would you, Miss Bennett?
What?
Would you know what time it is?
What difference does it make to you? Now get back to work, all of you.
Yes, Miss Bennett. We've got it made, you know.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Well, look at them. Look how contented they are. How much do you reckon they'd pay us to keep them like that? Stacks, I reckon. Enough to keep us in lap luxury while we're here, anyway.
Luxury in prison?
Sure, why not? I knew this bloke who'd been in Pentridge. He tells me that some of the lifers' cells were just like flats. Fish tanks, curtains, carpets. Some of them even had their own tellies.
Sounds all right. Never happened in Wentworth, though.
Why not?
Hey, anyway, what about Judy?
What about her?
Well,
Oh, well, she's outside. And we're in here, right? It's you and me. We could always invite vinegar tits and the other screws round for cocktails and dress it up.
the martini vinegar tits.
The governor wants to see Latham.
Latham, the governor wants to see you. And what's so funny?
Oh, nothing. It was just a joke.
Well, perhaps you'd like to share it, and then we could all have a laugh.
Oh, it's about this prison off. This loony, Miss Bennett, making a solo crossing of the Pacific. She drowned when the pier ran out.
Now get back to work. All of you.
Chrissy Latham to see you, Mrs. Davidson.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Jackson. Bring her in. Sit down, Prissy. How are you feeling?
Me? Oh, I'm all right, you know, pretty good.
Not suffering any after effects?
No, I'm fine.
Good. I hope you're continuing to keep out of trouble.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's the last thing I want these days, what with things being like they are.
Yes, well, that makes my next task simpler and far more pleasant. This is a letter from the department. They have approved our request. You'll be able to visit the baby.
Oh, really? That's fantastic.
Yes, I thought you'd be pleased. You have been granted regular escorted visits to the hospital until such time as she is removed from the humidity group. After that, I gather they will rethink the policy in terms of where Elizabeth is.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yes, so you said.
Oh, but it is well, I mean, you know what I mean. How is she? Have you had any news? Has the hospital said anything?
No, I'm afraid not, but I think that's a good sign. We would have heard if she wasn't.
Yeah.
There is one other thing I want to discuss with you.
Yeah?
These visits are a privilege and must not be abused under any circumstances.
Oh, I wouldn't, honest.
No, I'm sure you won't, but I'm warning you. I shan't tolerate any nonsense. Is that understood? Thank you, Mrs. Jackson.
Thanks. Mrs. Davidson?
Yes?
When can I start?
Well, I think we could arrange the first visit within the next couple of days.
That's
Fantastic. Yes, I know.
Oh, get out. Oh, good, Anthony. Do you want Bennett to catch on?
Excuse me. Watch where you're going, O'Connell.
You all right, Pat?
Great.
Speeding.
What?
That pill you took, it was an upper.
It was a what? Oh, no. No. I just...
It was an upper.
I don't understand.
Look, Pat, you've got to take one of the others. Right?
What's going on, Gilmore?
Nothing, Miss Bennett.
Then hurry up and unload that trolley, O'Connell.
The trolley. Keep unloading. Pat, you've got to take one of the other pills to bring you down again.
What you doing? Look, go on, break it up. Get back to the press. Now get back to work, all of you. Are you okay, O'Connell?
Pat!
O'Connell!
Well,
Nothing. She's perfectly all right now.
good. And you're sure the attack was drug-induced?
Oh, undoubtedly. Probably some type of amphetamine. They call it speeding. I doubt if there have been after effects of any kind. But all the same, she should be kept under surveillance for a while. Well, there's nothing more I can do here,
Oh, yes.
so...
Thank you. Well, O'Connell, would you like to tell me about it?
What? There's nothing to tell.
About the drugs.
There's no drugs.
Oh, nonsense. It's obvious from your symptoms that you were speeding.
Speeding? Look, Mrs. Davidson, I don't know anything about drugs.
Very well. Have it your way. But don't think this is the last you've heard of it. Keep an eye on her. Did you find anything in the cells?
No, not a thing.
We haven't searched the women yet.
Well, you better pay particular attention to those who were in the laundry at the time.
Well, surely the drug would take longer to work than that.
Oh, yes, I suppose so.
And be so much easier if we knew where she got them.
Well, O'Connell certainly isn't saying anything. The nurse is doing a proper inventory on the drug cabinet at the moment, although nothing seems to be missing. It's probable that they were smuggled in. Well, you better get on with the search. I think that's the only way we'll find anything out at the moment.
Catherine, I hope you're not planning to be that rough with me.
Put that cigarette up and come here. Move!
Okay. You're clear. You're next. Hands on your head. Around. Right.
Yeah, when are we going to be let out?
When we think it's time,
Or what about if we have to go to the toilet?
you'll just have to hold on, won't you?
How did you manage that?
Oh, ain't you got no nerves? I would have been shaking like a leaf.
You've got to know how to keep you cool, don't you?
That's for sure.
You know, you really had me worried there for a minute.
There's only one thing worries me. What we do when these run out. Somebody's going to have to pick up another shipment. Eh?
From now on, all visitors are to be reported to the governor. Then they'll be met by an officer and have to submit to a search. Hello, Lizzie. How are you?
Good day, Mrs. Jackson. What about yourself?
Oh, I'm fine, thanks. Did you want something?
Yeah, I'd like to see Bea. Do you reckon it'll be okay?
Yes, of course it will. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to search you.
Oh, I don't mind, Mrs. Jackson. You're just trying to make me feel at home. As a matter of fact, I do get a bit homesick now and again.
Now, you stay right where you are. I believe the halfway house is lovely.
Oh, yeah, lovely. Do you know what one of the rules is, Mrs. Jackson? No booze. G'day, old devil.
Oh, what have you been up to?
That's a lovely way to greet an old mate. Well, you must have been up to something. I got searched. Yeah, what for?
Now, come on, you two. You know you're not supposed to discuss things like
Well, I'm
that.
only interested. Did you manage to bring that hacksaw blade in I asked for?
No, Mrs. Jackson confiscated me cake.
Well, how's it going?
Oh, you know, the usual.
No, I don't know. The usual for me is sitting around staring at four blank walls.